Hey guys, welcome back to another Division video. Now today we're going to be talking about this build that I made, focusing on this new item that we got from the last update, Lavoisier. Now I did search how to pronounce this item in Google. It said Lavoisier, so correct me if I'm wrong. But the item is a electric brand. The first brand set bonus is 10% status effects. So that's really nice. And the core attribute is skill tier. Now ideally you want to reroll this skill tier into armor, but I don't have that specific armor piece yet. But everything in the build pretty much is finished except for this one. And the attributes that you want would be status effects, armor regen, and I did put a protection from elites mod. All right, the talent for this named item is Perfect Galvanize. Applying a blind, ensnare, confuse, or shock to an enemy grants 50% of your armor as bonus armor to you and all allies within 30 meters of that enemy for 10 seconds. Anyways, that is the build. The build focuses on this named backpack Lavoisier, and the way we inflict our status effects to our enemies is by using an exotic shotgun, which is Scorpio, right? So this shotgun, all its shots gives poison, disorient, and shock, and a lot of debuff. So that is like how we inflict status effects to our enemies. And then I decided to put Vial here just because that all those status effects they will take damage over time, and we are stacking as much status effects as possible throughout our gear, so the Vial damage is pretty decent. And then for the chest piece, I am using Perfect Vanguard. Deploying a shield makes it invulnerable for 5 seconds and grants 50% of your armor as bonus armor to all other allies for 20 seconds. So that's really nice. So this build is focusing on supporting your teammates and crowd controlling enemies, and I think it works pretty well. Now you could change and remove some of the I have here armor regen for all the pieces. You can see here armor regen and protection from elites, but if you don't like that idea of like just being a full support and very tanky, you could probably change that into critical hit chance and critical hit damage so that you deal more damage. Okay, so let's talk about the items. First up, the main weapon for the build, we have here Scorpio. This is an exotic shotgun. You could farm this in Countdown or Summit. Just set your target loot into Shotgun and hopefully you get it. The core attributes that this shotgun has is shotgun damage, damage to armor, and critical hit damage. Now the talent for this exotic shotgun is Septic Shock. Shooting a target applies a stack of venom, which lasts for 10 seconds. Increasing the stacks adds more severe debuffs to the target. So first stack, poison. If the enemy has like 3 stacks, it gets disorient, and 6 stacks will give it shock. The 7th one will make the enemy take 20% more damage from all sources. So that is it. You can't really change the mods for this exotic shotgun. Now for the secondary weapon and sidearm, it's not really that important, so just feel free to use whatever you want. Right now I'm leveling this one. Okay, so for the mask, I'm using Vial. This is an exotic mask that you could farm in Countdown or Summit. Just set your target loot into mask and hopefully you'll get it. Now it comes with the core attribute of skill tier. The attributes that this mask has is status effects, hazard protection, and I put a protection from elites mod just for more survivability. And it comes with the talent Toxic Delivery. Status effects also apply a damage over time debuff for 10 seconds. Total damage dealt is equal to 50% of your concussion grenade damage and is increased by your status effect attribute. Now if you change your specialization into Demolitionist, it will increase the Vial tick per second. So yeah, that is like also one option. Just if you want more damage from your Vial, just use Demolitionist. Now for the chest piece, I'm using a named Gila Guard. This is Pointman. Alright, this gives us 5% total armor as its brand set bonus. The core attribute for this gear or brand is armor, so no need to reroll it. And the attributes that you want is status effects, armor regen, and I put a protection from elites. It comes with the talent Perfect Vanguard. Deploying a shield makes it invulnerable for 5 seconds and grants 50% of your armor as bonus armor to all other allies for 20 seconds. So that is it. A really nice talent to support your teammates. Now for the holster, I'm using a Golan Gear brand set. Now the brand set gives us 10% status effects, 1% armor regen, and 5% total armor. All of the brand set bonus are really nice for this build. Survivability and status effects for Vile, and even more armor for that third piece bonus. Now the core attribute that Golan Gear rolls into is armor, so no need to reroll that. Just worry about getting armor regen and status effects as your sub attributes. Okay, so for the backpack, I'm using the Lavoisier. This is a named electric item backpack. The first brand set bonus is 10% status effects. The core attribute is skill tier. Like I said earlier, you want to reroll this into armor, but I don't have that specific piece, so I just settled for skill tier. But the sub attributes that you want for this item is status effects and armor regen and protection from elites. Again, you could change these mod into something else if you want more damage, but the talent that this backpack has, again, is Perfect Galvanize. Applying a blind, ensnare, confuse, or shock to an enemy grants 50% of your armor as bonus armor to you and all allies within 30 meters of that target for 10 seconds. So really nice. It does give a lot of armor. Now for the gloves, I'm using another piece of Golan Gear that will activate the second brand set bonus of 1% armor regen, which is really nice. The attribute for this piece of gear is armor, so just worry about getting the secondary attributes of armor regen and status effects. So for the knee pads, I'm wearing another Golan Gear. This will activate the third piece bonus of 5% total armor, and then the core attribute for this gear is armor, and then just worry about getting armor regen and status effects as your secondary attributes. Now for the skills, I'm using a Crusader Ballistic Shield. Right now it is skill tier 6, and the mods that I have here is 5% shield health, another 4.7 shield health, and lastly 4.9 holster regeneration. Now for the other skill, right now I have here Fixer Drone. It follows me around and heals me, but it's only skill tier 2, so it's not really healing that much. But another thing that you might want to try out is this one. This is the Jammer Pulse skill. This just sends a shockwave that will disrupt enemies, and since we're wearing Vile, that will pretty much inflict all those status effects and make them take damage from Vile. So pretty nice option as well. Now for the specialization, I'm using Demolitionist. Now if you want more skill tier, feel free to use Technician. That works as well. But right now I'm using Explosive Ordnance. This increases the explosive damage that we deal by 10%. It affects explosive damage, grenades, skills, and effects, and it does affect the damage tick that Vile inflicts to our enemies. Now the other talent that you want to unlock is this one. Pretty basic. This is 15% shotgun damage. Now before we go to the shooting range, let's take a quick look at the stats. This is not a weapon build, so the numbers here are not really that impressive. We have 600,000 weapon damage and 20% critical hit chance, and the critical hit damage is 54%. But let's take a quick look at the defensive stats here. My armor is not really optimized that much. All are level 1. And the armor that I have right now is 1.4 million armor. I know that's not much, but it could be improved. The armor regeneration is 37,000. The max health is 300,000. Health regeneration is 1.6. And protection from elites is 36%. And the other stat that I think we should take a look at is the shield. This is a skill tier 6 shield. 10% skill haste, 18-second cooldown, 4.7 million health, and 63,000 active regeneration, and 96,000 holster regeneration. Okay, so here we are at the shooting range. Let's take a quick look at the talents really quick. The weapon talent is Septic Shock that comes from Scorpio. This gives poison to the enemy, disorient, and shock, and 7 stacks will make the enemy take 20% from all sources. The other one is Toxic Delivery. This comes from Vile the Mask. Status effects also apply a damage overtime debuff for 10 seconds, and the damage is depending on the status effects and the explosive damage. And then we have here the backpack talent, which is Perfect Galvanize. Applying blind, ensnare, confuse, or shock to an enemy grants 50% of your armor as bonus armor to you and all your allies. So you also benefit from this talent. So we have here an enemy that is 5 meters, and I will shoot at it. All right, and as you can see, I will zoom here at the right. You can see that icon that is perfect galvanized. We have like some bonus armor. You can see there it did increase. Once that is gone, the bonus armor is gone as well. So we just have to inflict status effects again, like so, and you will see it again, right? Now that is it for the backpack, which is perfect galvanized. Now I'm gonna shoot this enemy again, and this time we're gonna be zooming in here on the top. That icon right in the middle is toxic delivery. That is the debuff that Vile gives us, or gives the enemy. And I will zoom here at the bottom again. You can see right now it's ticking for 69,000 per tick. The green number is the poison damage. Anyways, that is the build. You could change this a bit, you know, maybe put some skilled repair, maybe have technician as the specialization, and have your drone following you around and repairing allies. But for me, I really like this one. It does have a lot of survivability. That protection from elites is really nice, and if you're worried about this build is not really doing a lot of damage, you could definitely use this for solo play, and it deals enough damage because of Vile, I think. And not only that, it's very easy to kill enemies because they get crowd control a lot. Also, you have a shield, so in terms of like solo play, this is very nice. It's very relaxed. You don't really have to worry about, you know, taking damage and getting killed instantly. But in team play, really good. You do give your teammates a lot of armor. So anyways, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.